COVID-19, and it seems like each week brings new changes in the rules and more uncertainty for holidaymakers and the businesses that serve them. To talk more about the industry, well, I'm joined now by Bue-Said, who's the Chief Executive of the Advantage Travel Partnership. Very good to talk to you, and let's do that. We focus on the end destination at the moment and the scramble of thousands of Britons to get back before the quarantine kicks in. Croatia and Austria, last week it was France, and before that Spain. But of course that has an effect, doesn't it? The uncertainty that creates, that has effects on the businesses here in the UK in terms of jobs and income.
Good evening. It has a huge, colossal impact on the travel industry. The coronavirus obviously has affected every business, but also often, exactly as you mentioned, the focus tends to be on the end destination, and there's very little regard for the UK industries itself. About an hour ago, we saw, unfortunately, STA, a stalwart in youth travel, they've gone into administration, and the coronavirus, and that's not the first impact we've seen for businesses in the UK. So it's having a huge impact. We've had 5 months, nearly 6 months now, of absolutely no income, and plus, of course, we've had to refund income that was previously owed to customers. So it's a devastating time for the travel industry, and hugely devastating time for small businesses and all businesses in the travel ecosystem. So
you know that making those points, and you're making them now to the Treasury, to the government. So do you think you're getting any understanding there? Or do you feel there's a better way of doing these quarantines?
So I think the outbound travel sector is getting very little, if any, recognition whatsoever. We have, as an industry, been talking to government right the way through the crisis, because we believe that clearly health and safety is paramount for the public, but there has to be an absolutely best way than these blanket quarantine measures. Heathrow Airport have put in place recommendations around testing, double testing, as we're seeing in Germany, and that we think will provide alternative measures, but also regionalised lockdowns like we're doing here in the UK, to be able to implement some regionalised lockdowns, quarantine restrictions in overseas destinations, as we do here, would better serve the consumer.
I mean, it's interesting you make that point, because we heard it today from the Croatians, didn't we? The Croatian ambassador to the UK saying there are something like 20 provinces within Croatia. 2 of them have the bad profile of coronavirus, and the Germans, again, are restricting travel by their nationals, by the regions within a country. Do you think we could be more nuanced like that?
That's what we've been calling out for. We think that would be a better opportunity to ensure that consumers can still travel, businesses can still operate, and also, consumers have a choice then, but also to have a quarantine blanket measure in place really makes very little sense. And as I say, as we've seen it here, and as we are seeing that we can successfully operate regionalised lockdowns here in the UK, providing we can follow the restrictions, then why can that not be done overseas? Would absolutely help the travel industry. But also, it's a really stressful time for consumers when you're trying to get back from some of these destinations, when you want to travel, but you're not quite sure what's going to be on the list. And a stop-start yo-yo impact for any business is almost impossible to manage, let alone all the thousands of consumers that are trying to get back tonight from Croatia, and the stress and anxiety that's causing them.
And I suppose there's a new role to play for people and businesses like yours with the consumer, in that it takes close monitoring, doesn't it, of this metric which the government is using to bring in those quarantine measures, which is the rates per 100,000 of infections. If it goes above 20, then a country goes on to the naughty step, so to speak. And a lot of travellers won't be keeping too close an eye on that. Your business is in a position to keep people aware of which direction a country's travelling in.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. So as an industry, and certainly the travel agents in the community, they are absolutely the best place to be able to advise consumers. And I think one of the things that we certainly saw from the pandemic is actually the real importance and the need to be able to pick the phone up and talk to somebody, as opposed to waiting around on difficult to answer. So travel agents absolutely the best place to help consumers. But the other point is, as an industry, we do not get forewarned. So when you get the tweet from Branch that like we did yesterday in the afternoon about the new list and the safe list, that's when we hear about it. So we have a bit more than when it happened in Spain, but 30 hours to start an operation is helping to bring consumers back home and take people back out. So it's almost an impossible task. It's something that the industry is now brilliant at doing and coping, but it's very, very difficult to be able to manage an operation in that way.
Okay, Juliet Bue-Said, very good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed.